His feet are colorful. So that's man, but man, it's mash up. Cause you're actually using it. The better man dirty.
Gone to war.
You know what I'm saying?
Spiritual war.
Right? Let me finish
Spiritual war.
Verse 7. And some fell among thorns, and the thorns sprung up and choked them. But others fell into good ground, right? Good ground, and brought forth fruit. Some 100-fold, some 60-fold, some 30-fold. Who has ears to hear, let him hear. So this is a camp bringing forth fruit, because there's some new faces for us, right? And the brother in the camp, we can't see him, but this is where it started, and it's just right. You also know fruit, fruit. You also no big gathering, you know. Praise God. No, you ain't seen that right here, right? Because it's been the truth.
That's all you can do is just sow the seed. Because even big crowd gathered around Yahawashi. And barely anybody.
They want food.
Yeah. Only belly.
Like literal food, not this.
Food, man.
You know, there's no food.
Your teeth, no.
Real quick, I got a precept. Brother just broke it down, right? That's Yahawashi. It was straightforward and simple. This is Luke 17:5, right? Point is made in the 6th verse, right? And it says, and the apostles said unto the Lord, which is Yahawashi there, right? In the Revelation, Yahawah Shem Yahawashi, right? Increase our faith. So that's what was explained here. That's how your faith becomes increased. And who did we ask? Right? We're asking, we're crying to Yahawah Shem Yahawashi. That's who we're talking about. So you can say all you want about, I'm an Israelite, I'm this and that. Now let's see what Yahawashi says in the 6th verse. So he says, and Yahawashi said, if you had faith as a grain of mustard seed, you might say unto this sycamore tree, be thou plucked up by the root, and be thou planted in the sea, and obey you. So you're not doing that, right? You're not doing that.
I just Google, select brother. Google mustard seed.
Exactly.
That's so small. That's so small it is, man.
Well, it's the greatest herb in the world. That's what our power said. So you're not of that stock on this side. But that's what our power said. It's poison. It could be poison to you, right? That's why you don't have faith. So you're poisoned because you went over to the other side or what have you, right? You know. Wow. And you had an opportunity. Yeah. So, but that great mustard seed becomes into a great tree, okay? And who do you think the tree is really? The tree is really Yahawah, and Yahawashi and his men. Okay, that's who this is talking about. Hey, so you guys, Grandmaster Flash or whatever, G, and all you people, just keep fanning, keep on fanning the heat. But we're going to bring the heat through the spirit and power of Yahawah Shem Yahawashi.
That's right.
That's my point.
You can go back to 2 Timothy.
I'm on the, okay, read again.
Okay, yeah. I don't think you read before we finish. I think we read the first half of this.
All right. So this is 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 2. And the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men, who shall be able to teach others also.
That's right. You know, so brothers, we're talking about fruit, and we're the witnesses of Yahawashi. Yahawashi. Now, this is 1 Peter 3:15. It says, but sanctify the Lord Yahawah, Hashem Yahawashi, in your hearts, which is in your minds, and be ready always to give an answer to every man that asketh you a reason of the hope. Now I know you brothers personally have told me you have people outside doing that right now. What are you getting into? Why do you do all this? And But just before this elder was talking about getting this in, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. That's why you have to study so that you can do this, because this is your job. It says, and be ready always to give an answer to every man that asketh you a reason of hope that is in you with meekness and fear. having a good conscience, that whereas they speak evil of you as of evildoers, they may be ashamed that falsely accuse you. Good conversation in Yahawashi, because what's going to happen, I'm telling you this from experience, is that you'll explain to them, and maybe at first, because they've been friends with you for so long in the world, they'll agree with you and say, you know, that's a pretty cool thing that you're doing. And then later on, they'll start to accuse you for what you're doing. You know, I saw a couple of those guys we were talking about, and they were saying women are wicked. Does that mean you think your mom's wicked? Jaleel, I never thought you thought like that before. Right? But that's going to be to their shame, because at the end of the day, this is the truth. Right?
And to answer to that, if you say, Mom, you're an Israelite, don't eat pork because it's against the law, you pork. And you, I love pork. Yes, my mom is being wicked. Because I told her not to eat pork, and she boldly said, I like the pork, well, especially on some ackee, I like it. You know? So she's being wicked, yeah.
And what is mentioned there in the reading, if you were paying attention, it says meekness and fear. Hey, those are gifts. Right? Those are gifts, man. And you know, Nick Cannon and all the rest of you, you don't want to cry for that gift. Okay? Even though it's presented to you, because the Lord presented to you, but you refuse it. Okay? Meekness and fear. So we fear Yahawah Shem Yoshai, and that's a gift that we cry about for Him to give us. The spirit of fear, fearing Him, and meekness. So you need to look those words up anyway. So because that's where it cuts you. Go ahead.
So this is 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 3. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Hamashiach Yahawashi. Soldiers mean solitary, right? So you're going to be also, you have to be in the trenches basically. You got to get your hands dirty, you got to fight. And you also have to know how to be alone. And you have to endure that. Right? Endure, and being alone, it actually makes you, reflect more. And it makes you think about the things that are going to actually make you weak. You know, so it's a good thing.
Gets at you. That's when Satan really gets at you.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's when he really gets at you. I'll get that account in the scriptures.
Fighting against this flesh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? Resisting the flesh and trying to build up and trying to make a new habit. This is getting into this truth, becoming a new habit. Yes. You're breaking the strongholds, man, that Esau put on your mind. Right? This man put a whole lot of shackles, man. That Willie Lynch, one of them is a shackle. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. All that nonsense.
It's great.
Some heavy shackles.
That's a heavy shackle.
Heavy shackles, man.
That's a breakdancing thing.
Yeah.
You know? And so Esau, look at Esau, put that man on public, man, right? And making fun of it. Because Esau knows his badness. Yeah. You know, just laughing at him. So like how we laugh, Esau laugh, but to his detriment. Because that's an Ishkarite, man. Right?
He's messed up from going in jail. Messed up in the head.
I got a definition because he's bringing up the word soldier, and that's what we are. That's why you have the word Lord of Hosts. The word host means army. Now, solitude is a word that's synonymous with soldier, because you're alone in this as well, right? Because it is your own salvation, right? So this is solitude. Now, I got this little quote, I'm pretty sure, and it says, a man can be himself only so long as he is alone. If he does not love solitude, he will not love freedom. And that's true, because we're doing this to break off the chains of the bondage of this kingdom. Right? We're soldiers fighting against this kingdom so we can seek freedom in Yahawah Shem Yahawashi.
To be liberated with the truth.
That's right. And the truth shall set you free. Exactly. Right?
Well, it only makes sense because when you're solitary, you're already free. You have nobody there. You have nobody around you to distract you. You're free to focus on yourself and the Lord. So it only makes sense to be solitary in the truth.
And then it says, based on what you're saying, it says, for it is only when he is alone that he is really free.
Yeah.
That's what you just said.
I got the account of Yahawashi. It says here. Sorry, give me 1 second here. Okay, so it says here, this is Mark chapter 14, verse 32, and they came to a place which was named Gethsemane, And he said to his disciples, sit ye here while I shall pray.
It's an oil press. I guess that's to me. The oil press.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what
oil
it means,
press.
Yeah.
oil press. And he was the oil being pressed himself. Crystal or Christ, whatever you want to call it, crystals. It really goes back to oil, right? So sit ye here while I shall pray. So he said he separated himself, right? He separated himself to actually go pray, right? So that means he's atoning for himself and he's being solitary, right? Verse 33, and he taketh with him Peter and James and John, and began to be sore amazed and to be very heavy, and saith unto them, my soul is exceedingly sorrowful